I used to think that he was gifted and genius, but now I refuse to say that he's a genius. When other people are sleeping, when other people are doing something else, they dove into their world. You can also be that kind of genius. You can also be that. As a kid, I had many interests and hobbies that I enjoyed. I played football, I drew comics, I created short films, and I had a band. However, during those years, I struggled to stick with any one thing for very long. Every year, I found myself moving on to different hobbies, different passions, and I was never able to stay fully committed to any one of them. On the contrary, some friends seem to always stick to one thing. From elementary school until high school, some played football, some stick with basketball, and some was always the guitar player. When I joined the football club in high school, I thought I suck. I didn't have talent. I was missing the fact that most of my friends had years of playing experience since elementary school, while I was just getting started in high school. I was not obsessed with football, they were, and hence the gap between our skills and our understanding of the game was so big that I couldn't keep up. Then, as I grew old, I met more people like them, people who are obsessed with what they do. I took computer science as my major in university, and one of my friends was a genius at it. He understood many things the teacher was teaching before we even learned about them. I used to think that he was a genius, he was talented, and so on, but behind his brilliance, there was the time and effort that he spent learning about them. He might still be a genius, but what I admired from him was his obsession towards programming, towards computer science. He was obsessed for years, even before we met. I've only learned about this years after we became friends. I used to think that he was gifted and genius, but now I refuse to say that he's a genius because I don't want to disapprove his effort, his time, and his obsession towards this computer science and programming that he really enjoyed. He is a hard worker, a passionate and curious person. He might still be a genius, but he's obsessed with programming. That's what I see from him now. And from then on, I realized that often what we see as a talent or as a gift or as an overnight success was actually years of obsession hidden behind our backs. When nobody was looking, when other people are sleeping, when other people are doing something else, they dove into their world and they just tinker. They're just curious. They just enjoy it so much that they didn't realize they were becoming better and better at doing it. Nothing is more powerful in the long run than an obsession towards one thing. So the next time you see someone amazing, someone genius or talented, or someone who suddenly became an overnight success, ask them what they do in their free time, ask them how do they spend their time, ask them what do they enjoy doing. You'll learn that many of these talented people or many of these geniuses, they were just normal human beings, and the difference is that they were obsessed with what they do. So when you understand this, you'll start to see that you can also be that kind of genius. You can also be that talented person. The only difference is, what are you obsessed at? When nobody is looking, what will you do? I hope you find this inspiring. Remember, it's not gonna be easy, but it's not impossible.